one of the thoughts that I'd like to start with is just what we're talking about in terms of access to rights and rights to access. So if you try and figure out what comes first or what comes next, you cannot have any right without access. It's as simple. They are intertwined. So therefore, access to any form of rights has to be built into the right itself. So if I have to give you an example, in a digital ecosystem, when you say that you have to be able to access the database of, say, pensioners or somebody who requires a house, mostly benefits related to very poor people who live on the fringes. Like you said, it could be people who are living with less than 100 rupees a day. So if in that digital ecosystem, we end up saying that you have to be able to identify yourself to a system as alive to be able to get a pension. And the ecosystem is built in a way where A, access is difficult. B, you're lying at home, you're a 96-year-old, you cannot get up and come out. Nobody comes to your house to check whether you're alive or dead. For that digital ecosystem, you're as good as dead. So while you are alive, you are desperate for a pension. That's the only thing that's going to keep you alive. You do not, you're not able to access it because your access to that database is restricted. And these are cases where in a digital ecosystem, I think we are very used to, and I've been in government now for 18 years, I quit last year. And I found that we love numbers. So we say, हमने 10 लाख लोगों को दे दिया, 1 करोड़ लोगों को दे दिया, उसमें अगर 10% को नहीं मिला तो आप इतना हवा क्यों? Why are you making such a fuss about it? What is 10% of 1 crore? Those numbers, if you're not able to reach, then I think your digital ecosystem basically fails the poorest of the poor. So in terms of the right and access debate, I think the two today in a digital ecosystem are far too intertwined. You cannot see them separately because they are not separate. I mean, they are no longer separate. RTI, for instance, is a physical law where you go and you apply for information. अगर आपकी application नहीं ली जाती है, तो आप immediately appeal में जा सकते हो, आप complaint कर सकते हो. लेकिन अगर एक database आपको मरा हुआ घोषित कर देता है, तो BDO के सामने आप उसको ले जाओ और कहो कि ये है भाई जिंदा है, they will turn and say, मैडम ये हमारे हाथ में नहीं है, ऊपर वालों ने हमारा हाथ बांध दिया है. So what do you do when the access itself becomes impossible?
I promise not to ask questions, but are we then getting into a situation that despite the digital access in terms of services to citizens, now there's one more Babu we have created, which is the app.
A Babu who is a Pratyaksh Babu. वो आपके सामने प्रकट नहीं होता है. अगर आप कंप्लेन करना चाहते हो, you pick up a phone, you dial today, any of us sitting in this, you call any customer care service, you're speaking to a robot. Now, I mean, I'll give you an example. From years ago, we had a friend who used to work in the MKSS area, and when his girlfriend used to call from the US, she was an American. Whoever picked up the phone would say machine बोल रही है, because they only recognized an American voice as machine. आज हम सब machine से बोल रहे हैं. All of us, whether we want, and the poorest of the poor are worst affected in this because they are made to wait for hours. And realizing that a person is alive, realizing that a person has been denied, the local person who knows that person, you are tying his hands because you say corruption बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है, हम corruption को curb करना चाहते हैं, तो सबसे बढ़िया deny, मतलब right ही मत दो ना रहेगी बांस ना बजेगी बांसुरी. So you don't give them their right because you're just putting one roadblock after the other. And in this case, it's not a physical